Hello and welcome. This is IDRL SAH Season 3, Episode 1, the big mega opener between Zine Drone Racing ZDR versus the Bombay Brigadiers. And we are absolutely thrilled to have this game, and we are also absolutely thrilled to welcome our very first female commentator, in fact, world's first female drone racing commentator, and that is Theatrix from IDRL. So welcome, Theatrix. How are you doing today, and how are you looking forward to the game?
Hi, Karan. Thank you. Hello to everyone out there, all the viewers and the pilots, and all the drone enthusiasts. It's great to be here, and I am really looking forward to having an exciting Saturday evening. So, yeah, just very excited to be
Is the
here.
audio
And
coming in, Devnath?
No, no, no,
Nobody's audio is coming in?
no. I can't hear theatrics.
No, no. Theatrix will not be. Theatrix is only on the live, on YouTube live.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you should be able to see her audio. So somebody, if you can just check the stream, I think you should have received a notification. We are live on YouTube as well as Sportrex.
Yeah, you're live on YouTube. I don't know what's Portrex.
Okay, so able to see it, right? Okay, that's great going.
Yo, Stevenson, are you on the call? Stevenson.
Awesome. Awesome. It's coming in well, the
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
stream.
yeah. Can
So
you put in your times on the leaderboard?
we are just going to
Yeah,
reduce the volume of the pilots here. Some new testing going on. You can see as well. Welcome, Jemin. Welcome, Jemin FPV. All the visitors from, we are streaming exclusively on YouTube and Sportrex right now. Sportrex is our international media partner out here, and we are thankful to them. Also, thank you to our big sponsors, One Martian Way, D1 Racing, HGLRC. And this is IDRL SAH Season 3 ZDR versus BBG. Now, Facebook will be streaming next time because we weren't sure about how the three streams would be handled, but so far it's looking good on YouTube and Sportrex. So if you want to check out what Sportrex is, it's a whole fan kind of setting and a whole new universe for IDRL. You can go to sportrex.com/IDRL. That's sportrecs.com and then /IDRL. All right, so meanwhile, the pilots have begun. We won't be showing you the live scorecard over here. We couldn't find the time to get in that scorecard, but next time it will be definitely there. So for now, we'll be updating you with the scoreline as the games happen. And right now, let's take a look at the beautiful, gorgeous track. It's the first amazing track for this season episode, and we are really excited for it. Let's take a look at how it really looks from the top view. You can see the magnificence of this track out here. If we follow one of the pilots also that is racing on the field right now, you can see relative to that pilot, Gremlin, we are able to follow right now. And Gremlin, again, is a new pilot. I believe he raced once in the prior season, but he is looking really good. He has joined in for team BBG. And we have Rhythm FPB. You saw Rhythm doing really fantastic, especially in the VIT qualifiers. He came in over there and really shocked the IDRL universe. And he is very, very young and a very bright future pilot for everybody out here. You can see that we'll be racing 6 pilots at a time on the screen right now. In the trial run are Devnath, the captain of Team ZDR. Then we have Gremlin FPV in second place, Anand in third place. Anand is going to lead as the captain from the Bombay Brigadiers. Logic is the vice captain for the team ZDR. 25 milliwatts again, the vice captain for BBG, and Rhythm FPV coming in as the air cap for the team ZDR. So it's looking pretty interesting out here. ZDR versus BBG. I think without any further ado, we should be in the interest of time, since we started a little bit late given all the settings for this first episode, let's get rolling with the game right away. And let's start the race right now. All the pilots, be ready on the podium, please. The race will start in the next 5 seconds. So, on your count, pilots, at the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. The pilots have taken off out here, and we will be following all these pilots in both the first and the third person views. Let's look at the first person view of Devnath. Look at that. Fantastic run by him. He has really taken over as the captain right from the start, proving himself again as solid as a rock, leading his team, Team ZDR. Then we have 25 milliwatts in second place, playing the vice cap. He is really making his captain proud, Anand. And Anand slipping a little bit towards the fourth place. Let's see where 25 milliwatts is with respect to Devnath. He is a little far away, so it might be worthwhile to just take a look at his FPV view. He is looking solid, coming back into the second lap right now. And then we are also going to look at Logic, because Logic is looking good. He's come up into the third place. He's backing up his captain. Let's tune into Logic where he is, and also try to look at the different angles that we can gain from the different perspectives that this track offers us. You can see that we can very well zoom in and out and show you the full 3D setting of this beautiful track on kind of a different planet. It looks like, surrounded by water. The main course is on sort of an island surrounded by water on four sides. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, let's switch our attention back to pilot and Captain Devnath. He's about to complete, I believe, his last lap out here. And we are looking in very, very good and smooth flow out here. This track was intentionally kept a little bit on the easier side so that the pilots can warm up a little bit to this opening season, and then we can introduce some more difficult tracks as we progress towards the rest of the season 3. And again, welcome visitors, spectators who are just joining us from YouTube and Sportrex. If anybody has tuned into Sportrex or wants to see the thing out there, go to sportrex.com/IDRL. It's a new universe for IDRL for streaming and international media partner Sportrex. Meanwhile, back to the game. 25 milliwatts has completed. Devnath just doing his practice run, extra run, and rhythm is probably inconsequential at this point in time. So we will check out the timings out here between the pilots, and we will check into the timings from here. So Devnath against let's first talk with about Logic. Logic against 25 milliwatts. Over here, 25 milliwatts obviously won, so 1 point is recorded for him. Um, then Anand against Devnath. Over there, Devnath has obviously won, so equaling the points for both the teams out there. And finally, we have, I believe, Logic is done, and then we have Rhythm versus Gremlin. And in that case, Gremlin just had a slight edge over Rhythm. Rhythm still completing about a minute away. So Gremlin gets that crucial 1 point, unbalancing the two teams. So right now, in the lead is Team BBG against ZDR. All of you who have just joined in, thank you so much for your awesome support again. We have our new commentator, and it's a very proud feeling for us that Theatrix has joined in. And you can see that she is also wearing the new IDRL Season 5 jersey that's not now available. It's the Blue Horizon jersey. And also we have another type of jersey that you can check out on the IDRL store. But I would like to ask Theatrix, how do you feel about the new jersey? How do you like the colors?
Oh, this one's amazing, especially with the call sign. at the back and the placements. I mean, it's fun, it's a bit quirky, and the colors and the designs, the strokes, everything. It's just super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we will be also hearing Theatrix do a lot of further commentary as she is also new on the scene over here. We will be seeing her in the second and the third and the following up games as she learns about FPV racing. So also shoot some questions to her on the chat and do give her the highs and hellos. So welcome those who have joined us so far. Gemin FPV, Aman, welcome Rajneesh Kumar, Siddharth Shanbog has joined us as well, and some other pilots on the SportRex platform. So let's go ahead with round number 2 out here. If everything looks okay, if any of the viewers are facing any issues, do give us a heads up on the chat on YouTube. And also there is a special Tribune chat that you can join on sportrex.com/IDRL. All right, so let's go ahead with round number 2. Pilots get set on the podium, and your race starts in less than 5. We'll be tuning straight away into the eyes of Logic right now. Logic is looking good, really supporting his captain, following quickly in the second place. Logic was warming up in the first lap, and right now looking really good. 25 milliwatts so far is in the lead, and I think we have some few messages out here. Okay, yeah. Hold on, I think just 1 minute. I think the pilots were muted. Okay, so pilots, you had some things over here to say. You can say ahead right now. Okay, you need to substitute Vatsan. Okay. Okay, so let's stop this race, guys. Let's stop this race, abort this race. And all right, guys, who is subbing in? Okay, Vatsan is coming in. We have an extra sub thing over here. 3 versus 3. And since we have 4 players on each side, we have allotted the teams a liberty of substituting an extra pilot. So Vatsan will be joining in. Let's go into the player channel out here. Okay, Vatsan is substituting for which pilot out here? Hello. Okay, Shady, can we just have a little bit of silence over here so that we can proceed with the game? Okay, we can have the conversation later. Right now, I need to have very logged in updates. Vatsan, you are substituting for which pilot right now? Oh, yeah, I'll open up, but just tell me who is you're substituting for which pilot? For Rhythm. Okay, so Rhythm is no longer flying. We'll set him to, or rather, we'll kick him out right now. He can join in later. Okay, so which pilots are not? Okay, so he's kicked out. Vatsan has come in. Any other substitutions, please? Is that the only sub? Napster is coming in for Gremlin. Guys, you first decide amongst yourself and give me a final confirmation. Napster, okay, for the second round. Okay, so Gremlin, I'm kicking you out. Okay, Napster, then I'm going to set you to flying, and Gremlin is set to spectating. Okay, so just I think this should be good to go. We have 25 milliwatts flying just for confirmation. Anand is flying. Then we have Devnath flying, Logic flying, Napster is flying, and then we have Vatsan who is flying. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay, that
sounds
looks
good.
good. All right, pilots, let's get serious, and Shady can come in later. Thank you. All right. So at the count, pilots, please be ready on your podium out here now, and we go ahead and start the race. Tuned into Logic for round number two. Exciting second round coming up between a new set of pilots, two substitutions that are made. Napster coming in for Gremlin, and Watson coming in for the other player. So Logic we are following right now out here, but Devnath is in the lead. Devnath captain, and both Devnath and Logic looking really good. Unfortunately, I think only 5 pilots have taken off, so by default, the sixth pilot will not be qualified for getting any points. But meanwhile, the race continues. So let's loop in from the third person perspective out here and try to cover some of these pilots. Watsan, who is the new sub, look at that. He is really getting on the tail, hot on the tail of Logic. Logic also, both of them, look at that, both of them simultaneously crossing and really mimicking each other's behavior on that stage. Watson now really against, I mean, look at that, the competition is really very close. It's all between Watson and Logic, and that's where we are focused all our attention on. Both of them against those two LED pillars. And again, Devnath and Vatsan. Look at that. Vatsan has even crossed Devnath right now. What a heated competition this is. An amazing play by Vatsan. The sub is doing an amazing job out here in the last leg. Logic is also leading up. Logic is determined to lead the ZDR and not fall out for against the BBG, but all three top pilots are in the favor of ZDR. So ZDR is set to take the ruling out here, so to speak, as 1, 2, 3 spots are cemented for them, and then the fourth and the fifth spots are coming in for 25 milliwatts and Napster FPV IDRL. You can see Napster FPV IDRL, a new call sign that he has for Velocidrone now. Devnath completing, finally getting back his original lines and completing clean. 25 milliwatts just completing about 5 seconds away. Logic in second place, 3 seconds behind. And look at that, Watsan was just edged away by 25 milliwatts. What a great deal, a great brave heart, 25 milliwatts. He came back from behind. And let's look at the points that are right now in the system. So we will count it out for Devnath. For Logic against 25 milliwatts, Logic has one out there, and that actually makes the case that all three pilots, Devnath has won it, and then we have Vatsan has also won it for Team ZDR. So right now it's 4 points against 2 points for teams ZDR against BBG. So guys, let's go ahead. Do you want to have any more substitution for the next round, guys? Anand is disconnected. Okay. So yeah, we unlock the server. Please make sure your internet connections are stable out there and you do not drop out. The server has been unlocked, please. Meanwhile, the stream sits in good quality. If any of the viewers are facing any kinds of issues, do let us know. Right now, streaming on YouTube and sportrex.com/IDRL. All right, so we have uh, Anand. Okay, Anand has come in. He needs to be set along with his color. to green. Okay, and Vatsan is flying as well. Okay, so the same pilots essentially, and the only thing that was missing was that Anand was somehow kicked off from the server. So it's looking all good right now. We are ready and set to go for round number 3 out here, pilots. So please get ready on your podium, and the round number 3 kicks off in less than 5. Right, pilots, so all the best. Give it your best shot out here. Tuned in right into Anand right now, the pilot who just recovered back into the server. Anand is the captain of team BBG, and you can see all 6 pilots have now taken off, and that really is getting interesting out there. Vatsan is a champion out here on this track. He has perfected his system and lines, practiced really hard. Looks like he's up against Logic, and Logic has really proved himself out here on the track itself. I mean, the first round looked a little bad for him, but coming into rounds number 2 and 3, Logic is really looking good out here. Look at that. He is even ahead of his own captain Devnath and Vatsan. Again, all 3 top positions are going for ZDR at the moment. 25 milliwatts, Anand and Napster FPV have to do something really quick. In the last round, you saw 25 milliwatts coming back from the very last moment of the ride to steal the spot from Vatsan. But this time, Vatsan is really holding him on the line out there. But look at that. He has done the same thing to Vatsan one more time. And Vatsan should be furious with himself. I think what happens with Vatsan, he just kind of loses that fine amount of control at the time when he needs it the most, and that really takes away the lap from him, and eventually the whole round itself. So that is something that Vatsan needs to improve upon greatly. Let's look at the different coverages that are possible in 3-person view. You can see we are focused on 25 milliwatts. Let's tune into Logic at the moment. Logic also looking pretty good out there, doing that LED intersection on the 2 gates right now, coming back into around those 2 gates, into the poles, coming back into the intersection, down on the 3-pass ladder, and coming back into the finish line. You can see Logic has completed. Keep in mind that the start and the finish gates are different out there, so you can probably be a little confused when the pilots complete. So I'll guide you. This is exactly the finish gate out here, the moment when 25 milliwatts passed, and the start gate, as you may know. So uh, pilots have done really well out here. The rest of the points are a little inconsequential. So what we will do is just record the timings of what we have right now with round number 3's completion. And Logic against 25 milliwatts. Logic has won out there fair and square. Devnath against Anand. Devnath has won against captain, winning out there. And Rhythm, let's see, Rhythm, not Rhythm, but Vatsan has lost. No, Vatsan has won. Vatsan has won against Napster. So again, all 3 points going to Team ZDR. The score that stands right now is ZDR is 7 points against BBG's 2 points. So BBG needs to probably do something out here, either get back in Gremlin. Napster is not performing well at his best right now. He is one of the finer pilots at IDRL. He has even done really well at international competitions. So there must be some going on around the IDRL pilot community out here. Why is Napster coming back in when Gremlin had really contributed? But anyway, that's for another story out here. Meanwhile, the contribution from individuals, Devnath has contributed the most, a straight strike for him. Logic with 2 points really came back from round number 2. And Vatsan, he is also from round number 2. He has just got to maintain his fine line of elegant spectrum, and he will be good to go to win his particular round consistently. That's what he needs to really labor upon right now. But meanwhile, we are just about at the penultimate round before we take an intermission. So let's.
Let's just go now full on.
All right. No, there is no intermission as such. I mean, it's just for the sake of
Oh,
breaking the
it's
points.
okay.
You're right. Just for the sake of
Okay,
spectators.
next.
All right. So pilots, at the count of less than 5, let's get going. You are on the podium. Pilots, concentrate on the race right now. The captains encouraging their pilots right now. Devnath saying chalo chalo to his pilots. Seems like a marching call, and it's some kind of a race that he is running for his pilots. Devnath, Vatsan, 25 milliwatts, Logic, Napster, and Anand, all of them have taken off. This is a fantastic demonstration of top pro class racing out here, right from the beginning of episode 1 of. Okay, there is a wait message from Anand of what happened out here. We wanted to sub. Okay, but you should declare that at the very start, guys. Hold on. It has kind of. So, guys, we need to. Guys, okay. So we once we have started the race, we cannot accept any substitution requests.
No.
Okay.
I guess you muted us. I had mentioned it before.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's. You want a substitution for what? Who is coming in now?
Gremlin is coming in instead of Napster.
For Napster. Okay. That's probably a wise decision. Napster is set back, going back to the pavilion. Napster not contributing for his 2 races, has to sub out. So Gremlin is back in. So we will be enabling Gremlin and disabling Napster. Unfortunate for Napster, he really has to do some thinking
Unfortunate for me.
for himself right now. All right, pilots, I think it's good to go. 25 milliwatts, Anand, the Gremlin, Devnath, Logic, and Vatsan. Guys, you got to listen to me when I'm announcing, please, because this is getting confusing, okay? 25 milliwatts, Anand, Gremlin, then Devnath, Logic, and Vatsan. All of you are flying at the moment. We are going to proceed with round number 4. All right, so no further sub requests. We're going to start the race in less than 5.
Let's go. ZDR.
Let's go ZDR. That's the call from the captain. Tuned in again into the finest player so far. Both Devnath and Logic have performed well, but given that Logic has come back, Logic is on a pretty good run out here. Let's tune into the top pilot out here for now. Devnath is well ahead of the pack. You can see that right away. His lines are far cleaner, and he's maintaining quite a bit of distance from the other pilots. So the only pilot that is seriously getting close to him right now is Anand. From nowhere, Anand and 25 milliwatts have toppled over Logic and Devnath. Look at that. The competition is really fiercing up out here. Devnath getting back, trying to get back up and topple it up, and Devnath has again toppled up. 25 milliwatts and Anand at the really close competition at spots of 1, 2, and 3. They are running on each other's hot tails out here, hardly a gate away, and it's really difficult to see and really predict who is going to really run into the lap number 3 out here as the favorable pilot to win the round. But right now, Devnath is really ruling the roost. He has really increased his gate distance as well. He is well ahead of the competition, 8 gates away. Anand is taking it for the captainship from his end. 25 milliwatts as the vice captain against Logic. Logic is also playing ahead, 25 milliwatts, and Gremlin FPV. Look at that. Gremlin has come back now. Gremlin is really pushing the real nuts out there. Gremlin is the one who is getting into spot number 2. Look at that, a fantastic run from Gremlin. The captain should be really proud of Gremlin and should be really happy about the fact that Napster was sent back to the pavilion. So Gremlin is really is doing fantastic out here. Look at that. Gremlin, oh, unfortunately, back into the fourth space. Devnath finishing up at the round at the top spot, round number 4. Logic will be finishing up soon, but Gremlin, he is quite a champ out there.
Sir,
Had he
Vatsan,
maintained
come
a
on.
little bit of focus, he would have really come up even at the top spot. But look at that, the difference is not very much. Devnath, of course, 1 minute 55 seconds out there. Logic at 2 minutes 7 seconds, Anand at 2 minutes 8 seconds, and Gremlin finishing it at 5 seconds later with Vatsan and 25 milliwatts. So all the pilots are looking really close. We do not have any timings beyond 3 minutes now. Everybody within that 2 minutes and 26-25 seconds range. So that's really good to know. We will update our point scoring as well out here. So Devnath, let's score it up for Devnath. Devnath has obviously maintained a clean sheet, again taking the win on round number 4. Logic is also taken the win, his third win consecutively. Anand is, let's see what happened with Anand against Devnath. So obviously Devnath has won out there, okay. And then we have the next pilot, was it Vatsan? Okay, so Vatsan uh, has been toppled over by Gremlin. So the point goes to Gremlin out there. So the pilots who have really Gremlin is the only pilot from BBG who has got that point, the crucial point. So ZDR right now at points 9 points and BBG at 3 points. And that's end of round number 4. Again, welcome spectators for joining us on YouTube. We are streaming to YouTube and our Sportrex platform, which is a new international media platform. And Facebook also will be streaming from the next race onwards, which is going to be on the next Saturday night live. Meanwhile, we'll be starting up with round number 5, and after that, with a quick intermission, we will be taking a little break and coming back. So right now, pilots, let's get going. Unless you have any more subs to focus on, do we have any more subs here? Can we get a confirmation out there on that front?
No subs.
Okay, no subs. The no subs is the call. And for that, we go into round number 5. Pilots, get ready on your podium starting now at the count of less than 5. Let's tune into again our favorite pilot out here. Devnath has proved himself consistently out there in taking the lead. He gets off the podium very, very fast out there, and then he really keeps capitalizing. But this time, Gremlin has really made it a point to really follow back behind Devnath. Look at that. If we look into the first person view, and this is something that all new pilots should be really looking into. Gremlin has really clean lines, and he is a pilot that is worth watching, not only at the national and IDRL stage, but also at the international level. He is looking really good. High class caliber pilot. He is really pitching in right now. But Anand as the captain going head on. The captain is looking really dedicated right now. He's looked like he's got his eyes locked in to this round number 5. While Devnath and Gremlin again, Gremlin coming back in. It's a close competition again. Gremlin versus Anand. So let's take a look at the first person view of Gremlin, who is stuck in between out there. In fact, the third person view should suffice because we want to see the close interaction between Devnath and Anand at this point in time, with Gremlin in between. How do the 3 players play out in this lap number 2, with lap number 3 coming on in just about in another few seconds out there. The finish gate has been passed for lap number 2 with Gremlin. We are running high on Devnath out here, who is still maintaining a good lead out there at gate number 23. and Anand is looking really close out here. Look at that. We should be able to see the tail of Devnath very soon if Anand gets close. Look at that. That brown LED is trail is that of Devnath. So Anand is really picking up on. Look at that. Devnath just ahead. He is in orange color, Devnath, and Devnath just edging over. What a race that was between the two captains. Really enjoyed watching that one, and really awesome racing happening here already at intermission time. So rounds 5 have completed, and 25 milliwatts against Logic is the only two pilots. They'll be completing their laps very soon. So tremendous timings out here. Look at that. Devnath versus Anand. Hardly 555 milliseconds of difference between the two pilots. Wow, that is 555, I believe, and that is simply amazing. Gremlin is now at 2 minutes 9 seconds. He can easily push beyond for those extra 4 seconds. Might have to just leverage his stability out there on the track. And Watsan now at 2 minutes 17. Looks like he's lost in the sand for a little bit out there. Logic also not doing as well as he might have. Lots of pressure coming in from competing pilots out there. Lots of fast movements on the track, and everybody is in high gear. 25 milliwatts finishing up there as the vice captain of BBG at the last spot. So we will be recording that moment. Meanwhile, the intermission is on. You guys spectators can take back a quick break, get your popcorns and sodas, and sit back comfortably, because this is going down right down to the wire over here. With all these pilots coming up with shocking moves from the last few rounds. So Devnath we will compute as the winner of round number 5. Anand is obviously against Devnath, so he doesn't score it. Gremlin FPV scores it up against the pilot coming in, that is, I think, was it Rhythm? Okay. So Gremlin gets another point out here, definitely. So Gremlin doing fantastic. Vatsan against, yeah, so Vatsan is defeated by Gremlin. So that's a sad story for Vatsan out there. And Logic against 25 milliwatts. So Logic uh, obviously wins out there. So a high performance out there. The first round was taken over by 25 milliwatts. Let's just recap a little bit. Meanwhile, we'll just show you around the track out here, and just have a quick chat with our co-commentator Theatrix. Meanwhile, we announce the points and update them. So again, Theatrix, hope you're enjoying the fantastic races that are happening out here and the rounds so far. How are you getting a feel of the pilots and the overall excitement that's happening on this first IDRL SAH?
It's actually quite pretty amazing because I've seen a few of the pilots earlier. I've seen them race, but this is a whole new level for me because I've not been introduced to such racing earlier on. So it's fun to watch Devnath, and I've been following him for some time now. So it's like it's fair to say that I'm quite a bit of a fan. But yeah, it's fun to watch the others also. They're doing really well. I mean, it's some skill, and hats off to them.
Great. And there is also our youngest pilot over here, Rhythm, is also there, and
Rhythm,
Gremlin
yeah,
has also, in fact, done very well from the last season.
very well,
So
yeah.
Gremlin, who substituted, as you saw, for Napster,
Napster,
and
yeah,
Gremlin really taking it over.
I
Yeah.
took it's like maybe the captain took your comments to the heart and he's replaced Napster with Gremlin, but nonetheless it worked for the team, and as long as it's a fair competition, it's great to watch them.
Amazing. Yeah. So I'm very glad that you're enjoying this in the commentary box with us. And we have a long way to go ahead with Theatrix in the many seasons to come for IDRL SAH. Meanwhile, welcoming all the spectators out here on our channels. Welcome Dave, welcome Karan, welcome Prafulla, Chesh, and all of them tuning in for a really fantastic night on an opener that we had anticipated. A lot of expectations were placed on this, and it has really lived up to its expectations. So, hope all of you have come back from a refresher out there from the intermission, and we are going to now go ahead and start round number 6. The pilots look all clean. Let's get a confirmation from them. Pilots, do you need any subs before we jump into round number 6? Okay, doesn't look like we have any subs to call in for. So pilots, please get ready on your podium, and we will be starting the race at round number 6 in less than 5. And let's take another view of this. Look at that. We can show you from different angles out there. A whole different kind of a track. This is really gorgeous looking. It's on an island on kind of a different planet, I would say, and it's got its own uniqueness about the track. It's actually very well spaced out as well. The colors and the brightness look fantastic. Let's tune into the first person view of Devnath, as most of the spectators wanted to see his first person view on demand. We are going into the FPV view of Devnath right now. So that's lap number 2 for Devnath coming in, and Logic also following him very closely. And look at that, Gremlin also now in some kind of a return form out there. It would be interesting to see where he is with respect to some of the other pilots. Logic still in second spot, Gremlin in third spot out there, Anand 25 milliwatts and Vatsan. All of them have to perform a little bit better. Vatsan looks a lot more disappointed in this round. Really isn't pacing up. Something's not really going right for Vatsan out there. But anyway, Gremlin is the boy to watch out there. So is Logic. Let's tune into Logic also, and let's see if we can get a better handle on his FPV shots out here. Look at that, very clean lines. This is exactly, if you're a beginner, these are the lines that you have to see. And also you can see the joysticks out there at the center. They play a very important role if you're into FPV for the first time, or even as an experienced pilot or an intermediate pilot. If you want to learn how other pilots are doing their flying, then those joysticks on your screen play a very important role. You can see how the throttle is being given, how the yaw movements are being happening, and the rolls and all those things. Devnath has completed. That's good news for Team ZDR. Captain living up to his form in quite an amazing level of consistency out there. So Logic has also completed. The only pilots remaining now. Look at that. Gremlin was getting close to Anand, and Gremlin, somehow Gremlin was not really in that form. I think he backfired the last splash of speed out there from Gremlin. So let's lock in the final positions for round number 6 out here right now, as we had to also announce the current points are ZDR are at points 11, BBG points 4. Now keep in mind, we have the all exciting round number 10 where anything can move over. We have a huge gap of 8 points that any team can get and really take over the entire race. So this is when it starts getting really exciting, from round number 6. And let's lock in Devnath right now for point 1 against his co-competitor out there from the other team, Logic also living up to his captain's demand. And also we have, let's say, Gremlin again. Gremlin keeps continuing his form against Vatsan. So this has become a repetitive story from the last 3 rounds, I would say. Rounds 4, 5, and 6 have come in exactly the same. Logic and Devnath winning it up for ZDR, and Gremlin getting in there and increasing that 1 point, keeping the team in their finest hopes so that they can get in for round number 10. So again, I'll have to ask Theatrix out there. So the point difference right now is 8 points. And Theatrix, as you know, that 8 points can be covered in round number 10. So given what you are seeing right now out there, what do you think is on the favorable lines for Team BBG? They seem to be right now completely dominated by ZDR, but Gremlin is their only hope. Or do you think some of the other pilots should also start chipping in how they can probably, you know, make a little bit of a combative effort out here?
Well, of course, yeah, everybody should pitch in, but then let's see. I hope they've practiced enough and they've got their controls right, set right, and let's hope for the best. I mean, all the best to Team BBG, but I don't know, I probably am a little biased towards ZDR at this moment, so
That's fair enough. So
yeah, so
Theatrix
let's see if
goes
they
with the
can
team that's
match up to the
performing well
points.
on the track. That is what it is. Okay, Siddharth and Boge says that Theatrix is echoing. Okay,
Oh,
so this is probably the first time that that echo came in. Okay, let's wait and watch. Siddharth, if you continue to monitor Theatrix's voice, if you see another echoing, do let us know about it. But meanwhile, let's proceed with round number 7 with the points at ZDR 13 versus BBG 5. Let's get going, pilots, for round number 7 coming up right in front of you, starting in less than 5. Let's get going, pilots. Logic, you can see all that free-flowing rainbows coming in from the eyes of Logic. Pilots definitely ahead of him at this point in time. So we will tune in. Look at that. And who has made a fantastic start out there? None other than Vatsan. And we were just talking about the different things that team BBG could do. 25 milliwatts was right up there, but again, it's Anand is trying to get in there for BBG. He is definitely will have to pitch it in for as the captain of BBG. Vatsan, meanwhile, playing a very important role, keeping ZDR right on the top out there. And let's look at the first person view of Vatsan as well. Look at that, very high speed pilot. Vatsan first came to popularity as the captain of PPL, if you remember, the Pondicherry Pelicans. And he was with some of the other two fantastic pilots. They raced really well against some of the top teams. And Vatsan has emerged as one of the very likable and really amazing pilots. But right now, Anand and Vatsan, it's between both of them. Devnath trying to chip in there in between. Devnath at spot number 2. And look at that heated battle between these pilots going on. All of them trying to pitch in for their top spot. And Devnath is really emerging it up there. We'll zoom in a little bit. Look at that. Look at the coverage of these pilots rolling in on the ladder from bottom to top, coming in on that gate, then on the dive and into the dragon teeth. Devnath splitting up the difference between the other pilots, going a little ahead of Anand and Vatsan at this point in time. Anand trying desperately to get back, but it's Vatsan. Vatsan also holding it up. So Vatsan is playing kind of the team role for Devnath, protecting his captain against any kind of possible attack from the opposing team. And Logic, let's see now, but Anand is also coming back pretty quick over here if he can really dominate Vatsan's moves out here. But Vatsan really holding it up. What a race that was, really close. And look at that, Logic coming in at the very last end, and less than a second of difference. Logic covered it up, so all the points are taken away by Team ZDR. It's a clean wash right now. Logic winning it up by hardly 900 seconds out there approximately. And at the very last end, Logic came in. Wow, what a fantastic move that was. Very well played. ZDR gets all the points out there in their bag from this one. Vatsan picking up that. Finally, he's picked up that point. Vatsan coming back from nowhere. He's making his captain proud again. So the The point difference between the two teams, ZDR and BBG, right now stands at 11 points. BBG will have to close in the gap because the maximum that they can get in round number 10 is 8 points. So they will have to get the next 2 points somehow in round number 8 and also following up in round number 9. So this is the crunch time for team BBG. Some team captaining, re-strategizing will have to happen out there by team Anand, by team BBG. All right, pilots.
Hey, Karan.
Yeah, hold on 1 minute. I'm listening to
Yeah,
you. Right. Yeah.
Gremlin was disconnected. So
Okay.
the
So
server.
Gremlin was disconnected. That's his internet connection issue. So let's bring him back into the server. The server is unlocked. Gremlin, you can join in, please. And keep in mind, we have the rules like if you're disconnected, you have to join in within 2 minutes timer. So your timer for 2 minutes has started, Gremlin. Please join in before that 2 minutes have expired. Waiting for Gremlin to join in. And if Gremlin is somehow unable to join out there, we will be, but he is back. So back with the bang. Gremlin probably has got some more flying tricks up his bag right now. Let's see if we can enable the flying mode for him now. All right, so people again flying on the same line, 6 pilots flying, and the rest of them are spectating. All right, pilots, so get ready for round number 8, crucial point, crucial round. Gremlin is in flying right now. You can check Gremlin. It was just updated for you right now. And
Can you kick Mohit
yeah,
Nagpur
Mohit
back and forth?
Nagpure, and please do not allow me to kick you or anything. That's obviously bad manners from my side. So I would hesitate to do that. But meanwhile, looking good, all of the pilots. Okay, guys,
Can you
BBG,
lock the server?
unlock the server. We have locked it. We have
Lock
locked it.
it
We have
and
locked
kick
it.
Mohit out.
Yeah. Mohit is. I don't know if the server was somehow locked and Mohit was still showing up. So I don't know how he bypassed the lock out here.
Hacker.
He's some kind of a hacker out there, Mohit. Just beware of that pilot. Already having some negative points into the IDRL rating because he has hacked into the IDRL servers. But we will
Okay.
excuse him. Uh, okay, let's go, pilots, at the count of less than 5. Crucial round for BBG. As I said, they have to make it or break it at the next 2 rounds right now. Let's go. Team captain Anand. We can see the top view. Fantastic. Again, there is a huge pond out there surrounded by trees. At the very start gate, you can see the beauty of this track and the flying colors in which all of these pilots are really showing themselves up. What a fantastic race going up. Um, and, uh, so so theatrics, as you can see, there are many different colors out here on the track. How do you like the colors and the overall look and feel of how the race is happening?
Man,
It's pretty cool to watch actually because I mean most of the races that I have seen uh, in the tracks have been pretty intense. This one is simpler to begin with, like you said earlier. It's the first race, and you've purposefully kept it simple. But yeah, it's a lovely track, nice colors. The gates are clean, so it's easy for the viewer or the first time audience to really understand how the race is progressing. And yeah, I mean the water body and the gates, they all complement each other pretty well.
Yeah,
It's
looking
nice.
very futuristic track as well. And this is now Devnath on the last lap out here as the captain. He is very consistent for Team ZDR. Wants to have a good opening for Team ZDR right off this season, SAH season number 3, episode number 1. And Anand, look at that. These two boys, captain versus captain. It's the whole story going on right now. Anand a little bit behind. Can he cover the distance of those 8 gates that is separating him from the captain of ZDR? But it looks a little bit now a little bit far out of his reach, but anything can still happen. He is fighter. Look at that. Anand coming in from nowhere at the very last end. Devnath coming in. Anand, can it be somebody's game out here? Devnath has just edged over Anand, but what a fight from the captain of BBG. He just stayed patient. He just waited for the right attack, like the lion that he wants to be, and he pounced upon, but he was eventually again backed up by Devnath. He couldn't edge over Devnath. Look at that, the point difference between the time difference between Devnath and Anand. Hardly anything to say about it. Look at that. What a fantastic game going on out here. Gremlin again chipping in. He's back in form. 25 milliwatts. IDRL Logic is there, and then Vatsan should be disappointed once again. He is usually a 2-minute pilot. Right now, he's well ahead of his expected time. So let's score it up for these pilots right now. And Devnath is obviously taking up that 1 point. Anand will be taking up, okay, Anand is 0. Gremlin is obviously taking up that 1 point for BBG. That is very crucial. He has done his best, and 25 milliwatts versus Logic. 25 milliwatts is in for the first time. He, not for the first time, but for the second time, he has edged over Logic. That has really helped team BBG out here. And so 2 points against 1. That's really, really very interesting out here. 10 points of difference between these two pilots. And now what needs to happen is that on round number 9, all the 3 points need to be taken by team BBG if they have to stay alive at round number 10, because that will decrease the points to 7 points. And then they can probably edge it out, or they at least need 2 points out here right now. So let's see what happens in the next very, very crucial round that is going to take place. Team BBG is coming up from nowhere. Look at that. Anand and Gremlin in top form right now at spots 10, 2nd and 3rd. And Anand was also very, very close to Devnath, and to me it just looks like ZDR is taking it up a little lazily right now. They are a little bit too complacent, and in this finest of last rounds, anything can happen. So they have to be absolutely focused out there. So Pirates, let's get going for this crucial round number 9 that's starting in less than 5. Pilots on the podium. Superb views coming in. We'll go ahead with the top view of the pilots. Look at that. And into the lead is Anand versus Devnath. This competition is going to get fierce, but Anand quickly toppled over Gremlin. Look at that. Gremlin is in the lead right now. And and he's toppled over by Logic. Logic is showing his finest performance right now. He was a little bit mellow, but he is now in at the top spot out here versus the rest of his team members. Devnath following in at points around 3, and then he is now coming in with Gremlin. So Gremlin, look at that, Gremlin, Logic, and Gremlin is in the lead right now. He is really committed to make something out for his team BBG. What a player this is. Gremlin from nowhere. He has come in under the heat of the pressure out here at the last moment. Can he just hold on? That's the interesting thing to notice. Look at that, the competition between Logic and Gremlin. This is all in for the final round, the final pack coming in after this last lap. It's getting a high-speed race, Logic versus Gremlin. It's all in. Gremlin has to go all in right now for his competitive lead against Logic, but he's not really competing against Logic. He still should be good, but he is at spot number 1, and if he maintains that one, he's also going to take 5 points away from the next round. So very interesting. Gremlin shown great performance out here. Devnath, and let's see where Devnath is at this point in time. His first person view, he's gearing up back. Devnath was sidelined for a little bit of a time. But look at that, Gremlin also coming in now. It's between Gremlin and Devnath for the top spot out there. Meanwhile, Logic and 25 milliwatts battle it out for spot number 3. but it's a Gremlin. Our eyes are so focused on this young boy, Gremlin, because he has really shown his composure under the tightest of pressures. But Devnath is again a very fine pilot. He has competed in very, very hard rock international competitions. That's what is showing up right now when it really matters. Devnath doesn't easily give up, and that has really shown up in his performance over here. Logic, on the meanwhile, also is covering it up for his captain, getting that points also going. 25 milliwatts right now is doing great. But he won't score it up. So I think Gremlin. So it's 2 points against 1 points. 2 points going for Team ZDR at this moment. We can quickly calculate that. Look at that. Devnath won it up, obviously, and then also Logic won it for ZDR. And then we have Gremlin um, for a spot number 3, which got him that crucial point against Vatsan. So Gremlin was again leading far back up out there. But so the points right now are still close, 19 against 8. It's 11-point difference. So let's see what happens in round number 10. An interesting round to cover out here. So pilots, let's get going, and for round number 10 that's starting in front of you right now. All of these pilots are going to take off. 25 milliwatts, probably in one of the early leads. He's pushed up in the last space immediately by these top class pilots. Vatsan is very angry right now, and he is the one who is taking the charge against Devnath. Well, it's against on the same side of the team, but what he's doing really cleverly out here is blocking away Anand, keeping Devnath in the first place. Vatsan is playing his really the role that the captain wants from him. But Gremlin has broken through. Gremlin has broken through the defenses of Vatsan out here. And the boy again, Gremlin, he is quite an attacker out here. He waits for the right moment. He punches through his throttle. In the last lap out there, he was a little slow to start. But right now in spot number 2, Gremlin FPV. And it's again, Gremlin could score in those crucial 5 points for his team. Again, Devnath is a little bit ahead of Gremlin out here. And Napster says Gremlin is really damn good out there. Very competitive appreciations coming in from all the team members out here from IDRL. So it's up to anybody's game. Look at that. Gremlin really battling it up alone for Team BBG. Anand following it up at spots number 5 now. Vatsan and Anand. Now Anand coming back in. Logic also coming over there. Meanwhile, Devnath continues to push through his significant lead out there. Now look at that. His first person view is damn clean. And he is a man who is on a charge for his team. He is maintaining a clean sheet out there. And he is the pilot who is going to most likely, unless his squad really sucks up, but that's not the case. It's 1 minute 53 seconds, probably one of his best timings on the track out there. And Gremlin, we will wait for Gremlin. But what a fight by Gremlin out there. You can see the performance that he has given. This time he'll be getting those 3 points for round number 10. So 25 milliwatts is completed as well, and then we have Logic who is completed in 4th space out there, Vatsan at the 5th spot, and Anand finally coming in, as the BBG captain would not be happy with his own performance out there. So it's all over here from our race night over there. Rounds number 10, Devnath picks up that 5 points for himself, and the 3 points go to Gremlin. What a player this was. Gremlin, worth a watch. Keep an eye on him on his next race. All congratulations coming in from both the pilots and the spectators. We wish you all the best, Gremlin. Fantastic pilot discovery that has again happened at IDRL SAH. We would be waiting to watch him in the real world races. Now, the final score line that's over here is ZDR has won it by more than double the points, 24 points against BBG's 11 points for a total scoring of 24 plus 11 is 35 is what we count at SAH. So 24 points for ZDR and BBG is 11 points. But it was such a fantastic race. It was an entertaining one to watch. Everybody enjoyed out here, and we will check out the chats that coming in. Rhythm says congrats to everybody. Karan says logic was so smooth, and Siddharth, in fact, has a quick comment out there. He's eager to join in for the real world, so he's waiting for those vaccines to come in. So definitely, we all pray for that. Everybody gets back and in good shape. Ostek says congrats, ZDR. Thank you, Ostek. And let's see some other comments also coming in. But what a close this was a race. Everybody enjoyed this. We had the best opener that we had expected for IDRL SAH Season 3. Some new graphics also we have introduced this time. Some new sponsors and media platforms, and we'll be continuing to grow and make the stream better and better. As I said, this time the scoring sheet was not live, but it'll be fixed on the next race that is going to happen on the next Saturday. That will be on the 30th of January. So join in us for the next battle. I'll give you a quick schedule of the races that are coming up for you guys. You can also check out a sheet that we had shared on Discord previously. The games are going to heat up from here on. The next race that's coming up is UDP versus BBZ, and that is the Urta Punjab versus the Bangalore Buzzers. And the interesting thing now is that we have some new female pilots also joining. So most likely, Uncertain FPV, if you have been following her on Instagram, she will be joining in for Bangalore BBZ team. She has already put in her request towards the captain Dishank. So they will be taking it up for her really seriously. And then on the 6th of Feb, the boys from HHR are going to take on the Kalinga Krakens. That's going to be a really entertaining one, an absolute thriller. So watch out for 6th of Feb. Again, ZDR will come back on 20th of Feb. BBG versus BBC on 27th of Feb. And like this, it's going to happen all the way. We are following up this IDRL SAH Season 3 right up to match number 16. That's going to be on the 15th of May. The finals will be of IDRL SAH Season 3 on 15th of May. We also have a pre-knockout stage and a knockout stage. So do check out that entire schedule of races. And meanwhile, it's all over out here. Theatrix, the last few comments, if you can, from your side. I know you have really pitched in here with all your comments, with congratulations to all the teams. Your favorite team has also won ZDR, so you should be happy for the night. How are you celebrating at your place?
Oh, well, I'm actually excited that ZDR won, but I mean, Gremlin, amazing. I'm glad he did not get intimidated, and it was an amazing race by him. Beautiful performance. Just loved it.
Awesome. So
He'll
Theatrix
come
has
back.
enjoyed her debut at the commentary box. We enjoyed having her in the commentary box as well. All of the spectators who joined in. Do check out our media platform, sportrex.com/IDRL. There's a whole fan section and other things out there. As I said, we'll be also streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and Sportrex constantly from the next race onwards and improving the graphics and the stream. So for now, we thank our sponsors, One Martian Way, D1 Racing, Edgy LRC, and Sportrex Media Platform for coming through for this Season 3 opener. So glad to see you all, and then I wish you all the best. See you again on the next Saturday night. We will be live, and we will be starting sharp at 9:30. Today was a little bit of a delay, but keeping the time in note, 9:30 will be starting. But that's all we have right now from the studio in Mumbai, from IDRL, and also our co-connected commentator Theatrix. So you all have a very nice Sunday tomorrow. Sleep well, guys. Sweet dreams, and see you next Saturday. All the best. Good luck. God
Good
bless you.
night.
Thanks
Good
a
night,
lot.
everyone.
We're ending the stream.